YouTube, what is up? Welcome back. It is I, your host, the average Jason. And you guys are with me today picking up my daughter from school. Um, just want to say thank you to everybody for watching, subscribing, commenting. Appreciate it. And I'm just shooting from the hip with this one today, guys. You know, it is definitely come to my attention there lately that it's probably best if to just keep your views and your opinions as best as you can to yourself these days. Because it would appear that if you have a difference in opinions and views of a certain group of people out there, you know, a certain political party, i.e., the left, if you have a certain difference in opinion and views and perspective, then instead of having a conversation to gain understanding, or just simply agreeing to disagree and moving on, you get labeled. You get labeled a racist. You get labeled a sexist. You get labeled a misogynist. You get labeled all the isses with these people. And you know, I've said this a few times, man, and I really believe liberalism is a mental health issue, man. Seriously, people who consider themselves liberals, y'all got something wrong with y'all, man. There's something that elevator don't go all the way up there, man. And there's definitely some kind of mental issues with the majority of you people. And I'm not a Republican. I'm not anything, man. I'm just, my views, yes, they lean very conservative. I was raised in a conservative household. I had a mother, a father. They were married for almost 40 years, if not over 40 years. You know, I grew up in a Christian household. I went to church on Sundays. So yes, I have conservative views. My father was fiscally conservative as well. So I was raised like that. And because of that, I have these views. That's what's been the basis of who I am. So I believe in family. I believe in God. I believe in those things. And apparently, if you believe in those things, you get demonized these days, which is crazy to me. I think we live in a weird society, man. We do. We live in a weird world. We live in a world where up is down, down is up. There's no more morality. There's a moral degradation going on in society. There's no morals anymore. Anymore now, the church is just used to placate, you know, to political views instead of teaching Christianity, which is what the church is supposed to do, which I don't understand with a lot of these black Christian or people who consider themselves to be Christians who happen to be black are out here celebrating the death of this man, Charlie Kirk. And yeah, I know everybody's talking about Charlie Kirk here over the last week. I mean, this is a big thing. This is crazy. You get killed or unalive because you have a difference in opinion. And to be honest with you, I've never really sat down and listened to you know, any Charlie Kirk programs or anything Mr. Kirk, you know, as put out there in full length. I can say from the clips and things that I have seen online, you know, clearly he was batting on the right side of things. And of course, not everything we all are going to agree with, because we're not supposed to agree with everything everyone says and does like that. We're not hive-minded people here. You know, what we should agree upon is when it comes to being in a country and being of that nationality and living in a country and having a sense of national pride, we should all agree on something similar to that. But when it comes to your own beliefs and religion and all that stuff, you have your own beliefs. Everybody's different. You know, and that's okay. It's okay for people to be different and have different views and different opinions. You shouldn't be unalive because of that. But what I'm seeing, man, is that liberals, the so-called party of acceptance and all this stuff that they preach, they don't practice it, man. This is a very violent political party. They really are. And the days of JFK, John F. Kennedy, the Democratic Party of John F. Kennedy, they're gone. That party is gone. Liberals now are a bunch of, and it's funny because the people that you see celebrating Charlie Kirk's death and talking a lot of noise and saying a lot of things about his death, and not showing any empathy and sympathy, they all got the same look. The septum ring, the bullnose ring, the yellow and purple and blue and green hair, the cuck boys, the soy boys, man titties, they all look the same, man. Beta male brads, they all look the same. They all look the same. The Transformers, more than meets the eye, they all look the same, man. They all the same people. And nobody says anything. It's like if you don't believe what they believe, and I mean everything they believe, then you're a problem. And I see black people celebrating this, and I'm like, because he's racist and he's divisive. That's what they say. And it's like, have you ever really sat down and listened to anything he actually said? But see, this is the type of world we live in now, where you can take a 5-second clip of anything anyone says, throw it out there on TikTok, throw it out there on social media, 5 seconds of just one thing somebody said, and that one thing will turn that person into a demon without you having any context of what was actually said, without hearing the entirety of a conversation. And like I said, I've never personally sat down and listened to a lot of his stuff, but what I have came across, I don't see anything other than this man giving people a platform to come up and voice their opinions and have a discussion about it. That's all I've seen. And in a lot of cases, he's been very respectful. I don't see him being disrespectful to the audience that he invites up there to have a conversation. It sucks people don't know how to debate and articulate your viewpoints. You believe in something, you can't articulate it, so you get schooled. The guy's a good debater. He knows what he's talking about, at least knowledgeable of it, it would appear. So you get upset because you can't articulate your viewpoints, and you get upset because somebody's kicking your ass in a debate. That's how a debate goes. Somebody's got to lose. At the very least, I don't see anyone on the left that does what Mr. Kirk does. I don't see it. Who does it? Maybe Jon Stewart, but then again, he's not going into hostile territories or going into indoctrination camps and having these conversations. He's going on grounds of where things are lean more left. So yeah, you can have a conversation with like-minded people. And that's what I noticed with the left. The left, man, is that, it's a hive mind. And if you don't agree with what they agree with, then you're all this other stuff. And it's like, I just have a different viewpoint than you. That doesn't make me any of those things, but that's what they're quick to do. So I say that to say this, clearly, standing on what you believe in these days, if you're of a different thinking of what society wants you to be, if you don't want to be a part of this moral degradation, you don't want to be a part of the septum ring crew, you don't want to be a part of the reading rainbow community, that might get you axed up out here, man. So it might be best to just keep your views to yourself these days. Don't tell nobody anything. Don't tell them who you vote for. Don't do any of that, because clearly that can get you axed up out here. So that's my 2 cents on this whole thing, man. It may sound like a rant, but that's just my opinion and take on this. Till the next one, your average Jason, out.